The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us again here in the Real Estate House
Oh
Party.
my God, I'm so excited that we're not going to talk about real estate.
Well, we got a little
We got a little bit. We got
I know,
a little
but
bit.
it's exciting real estate. Like I'm sick of real estate.
We had about 5 hours of stories to talk about last week, so we convinced Linda to come back for another half hour.
Yeah, and it's a nice break from editing your book that you're writing.
Am I writing a book? Do you want to announce it to the crowd? Real Estate War Stories.
Real Estate War Stories.
Yes.
It's going to be published
That's right.
fairly soon.
That's right.
If the publisher or the editor and the author don't kill each other
I know.
in the meantime.
She's my, yeah.
He says, I get it. I go, no. I'm just explaining why I don't like this
Well,
paragraph.
she thought I was being going to be sensitive, so she was going to explain why. I said, no, it's fine. Let's move on. So
I don't like to move on. I like to...
you like to belabor. Does that have a bad comment?
Look who's talking about belaboring.
Labor.
I'm like, repeat.
I'm going to use that today.
Repeat.
Don't you belabor me. Don't you marginalize me. I will belabor you.
Don Gavin called. I told you, I think last week. Don Gavin calls me, and he starts rambling on. I caught him he calls me at the. You
He's
probably,
in the cups.
Yeah. So he started using words, and he wanted me to. He goes, do you know what that word means? He goes, what's the definition of that? I said, Donnie's out there tonight. He just kept throwing out words.
What was he just? Yeah, was it a word game?
Oh, God. What he told me when he was teaching kids in school.
Oh my God! That the fact that he was a teacher.
He's a brilliant guy.
Oh, he's more degrees than a thermometer. This guy's unbelievable. He said, the definition of irony, and the kid raised his hand, the flattening of an entire town. Don Gavin, one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. He's brilliant.
He was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
I think, and again, this is Lenny Clarke, in case we didn't introduce
yes.
Kathy Holtshouser. I think you were telling a story about way back when you started comedy. You were on Wednesday night. Donnie Gavin was on another night.
Yep.
But your crowd didn't go well with his crowd.
His crowd was very cerebral.
Right.
And it was Friday night. This was Friday night. And I went on to do a show, and they hated me. Now, Wednesday, they loved me. Wednesday night, I was we sold out every Wednesday night for like 6 years. I mean, we put on 36 people a night, open mic night. And it was insane. But when I went to his night, because they were, kind of upscale, and I'd say, Bob, screw you people.
Now, you started that formula pretty much, right?
Yes.
Because didn't you always have like an opener, a middle guy, and a closer?
Right. And then I decided to be a host, and they go, you can't have the headliner be the host. I go, yes, we can. It's a new thing. And it was because I could go and do lines and go, how are we doing? All right, smoke a joint, have a drink, and go, all right, let's put this next guy, But you could control the show, And this is crazy. 2 years later, he goes, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So I know why everyone loves you. You never really seem to ask favors of all these famous people you know. They just,
Except for Harvey Weinstein.
it wasn't a favor. It says, put me in your next
Harvey
movie.
or Harvey?
Harvey. Big fat Harvey Sweaty Weinstein. That son of a hated by everyone. Even the people that were his pals, they turned on him. He makes like he's an old guy. How long's he in for?
Oh,
is he even still alive?
Long enough.
Yeah, he's in jail.
No, I knew he's in jail, but I didn't know for how long.
Yeah. But it seems like I could throw out a name, which we do always before the show, and you've had some encounter with him. Hugh Hefner.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, Hef.
So here's a little real estate. Lenny has been at the Playboy Mansion. So we are going to talk a little housing today.
And I was there.
Where was it?
Humbly Hills in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills, as you know, is very, very wealthy.
Yeah.
Humbly Hills is a special section of Beverly Hills, which is even more wealthy.
Oh, wow.
These people are so wealthy, they won't let them die. And they're usually surrounded by them in bed with legal pads going, sign this, sign this. I mean, hey, I got a car out of it. No. They won't let them die because they're worth so much money.
Right.
So,
Well, you think about it, 100 people would lose jobs, and if Hugh once Hugh went,
How old is Hugh?
he was gone now. He's passed. But right up to the end, amazing.
So what was
life.
the mansion like?
The mansion was better than everything I even dreamed of. And I remember I got invited because my wife was a Playboy model, and I went to the Midsummer Night's Dream party. This is a party where he spent $1 million decorating the pool. Now, this is 35 years ago.
Wow.
Think of that. 35 years.
Just the pool.
Just the pool in the grotto area. So,
Wow.
So we're there, and I mean,
Let's backtrack. What did he have in there for $1 million? Just the decorations alone, or
and live animals and birds, and I mean,
That's unbelievable.
And flowers like from around the world. I mean, it was just so. I said, all the movie stars were there. I mean, James Caan and Robert Culp. Robert Culp was. I made Bill Cosby what he is today. Remember the show I Spy?
Yeah, I remember I Spy. Yeah.
Then he flips over backwards in a toga and his junk's hanging out. So I couldn't see him. So
Looks like you're doing well.
I scurry down to the grotto because the grotto's famous, and I walk into the grotto, and there's Wilt Chamberlain and Jim Brown.
Wow,
two of the most
legends,
iconic sports figures of the world.
You know what Will was really legendary about?
Yeah, banging women. He banged like over 25,000 women.
Wow,
that's like the Boston Garden.
Wow.
So
what was it like interacting with Jim Brown and Wilt Chamberlain?
Well, I walked in and I was shocked. I stopped. I said, "Oh my God!" I looked up at him and I looked at Jim Brown. And this drunk kid from New York goes by and bumps Jim Brown. He goes, "Excuse me, brother." And Jim Brown steps. He goes, "First of all, I ain't your brother." And he looks at me and I said, "Excuse me, Mr. Brown. I'm not with him. Let me give you some room."
Let me live.
Let me give you some room. And Wilt Chamberlain broke out laughing with the most. And in the grotto, you could hear the laughter like coming, echoing all throughout the whole party. And I just skedaddled out of it. I don't know if they killed the guy or not, but wow.
But it was unbelievable.
It was incredible.
Pretty much what you expect.
And incredible, man. And just all the girls were there, in their outfits like all the girls from Miss January, Miss February, Miss March, they're all there. Just like out of the magazine. And it was incredible.
That's crazy.
And at the time he had 7 girlfriends, and they all traveled like a flock,
like a harem,
a flock or a herd. And he was cool as
good guy though.
Oh, loved him. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Didn't he not talk or something at one point? Was he like?
No.
That's Larry Hagman. He took Mondays off. Larry Hagman wouldn't talk on Monday.
I don't think so.
JR. Yeah, JR.
Yeah, you're right.
But there was I thought it was Hugh.
He
Hefner
talked all the
stopped
time.
talking.
If anyone asked him anything.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, because if you look at all the shows, Playboy After Dark, you always have the pipe. You take well, this evening we're going to...
I don't typically tune into
He was a marketing genius.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
One of my highlights is, I think it was the second time I was there. There was an older woman in the foyer of the mansion because you drive up.
Yeah.
There's no security. It's all gated. It's like 3 or 4 properties, all gated. You pull up to a rock, and the rock goes, "Name," and you said, "Lenny Clarke," and they go, "You're not on the list." I said, "Honey, tell me who you are." So my wife tells him, and the gate's open. You drive up, up to the top of the mansion. They valet the car. Yeah. So we're in the foyer one night, and this elderly woman's having trouble with her coat, and she starts to fall, and I grab her. And she said, "Thank you so much. Aren't you nice? Look at all these other sons of bitches. They won't even make a move to help me. What's your name?" I said, "My name's Lenny." And she said, "My son was named Lenny." I said, "Oh, what do you do?" She said, "I'm a comedian." She said, "My son was a comedian." I went, "You're not Sally Ma, right?" She goes, "Yes, I am. Lenny Bruce's mother."
No.
And we became tight friends,
No.
instant
Wow.
friends. And she used to come by and pick me up. We're going up to Hef's to watch first-run movies and eat
No.
a buffet. Yeah, we'd
Wow.
go up there like twice a month. I wouldn't even bring my wife. I'd bring Sally.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So
it was-
because Lenny had passed away at that point, right?
Lenny's gone.
Yeah.
Lenny's gone.
When do you think? What year do you think roughly that he passed away?
Lenny died?
He died young, though, right?
He did. I don't even remember.
No,
I
that's
can
all right.
Google it.
No,
Yeah,
we'll
go
put
ahead.
Chrissy on that.
I'm going to
Chrissy's good
Google
at
it.
that. Yeah, but so you met, Lenny Bruce was, he was ahead of his time.
Sally was just,
She was a hot ticket,
became
huh?
fast friends. Oh,
Wow.
my God, I loved her. She was great.
Wow.
And she was always there. Hef loved her. Hef liked comedians in general.
Okay.
And he would always have, Kennison was always there. And, because I went with him a couple times.
1966.
Yeah.
He died in 66.
Yeah,
Wow.
He was 40 years old.
All right, we'll put you on the spot. Then we got a lot of verified, and I do want to talk about you.
But wait.
Yeah.
In Humbly Hills.
Yep.
Also, one of the largest single homes I've ever seen in my life was Aaron Spelling.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Aaron Spelling bought this beautiful
Yeah,
place.
he produced everything.
And he bought 2 houses on either side, tore them all down.
Wow.
And built that house must have taken years to build.
Wow.
But like the second floor, the second story of that home was like his wife's walk-in closet.
Wow.
They had bowling alleys and also indoor pool, outdoor pool. I mean, he was very, very nice to me, Aaron Spelling, because all the shows he did.
Did you get any of his shows?
I did The Love Boat, The Next Wave.
The Love
Boat. And it was unbelievable.
I always loved Julie McCoy.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was a new Julie and there was a new captain.
Yeah.
Robert Urich played the captain.
Yeah.
And, there
Did you
was
actually film it on the boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
He flew us on a big jet down to from L.A. to Fort Lauderdale, and we put us up in a hotel. And the next day we got on the boat, and then we cruised around.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was unbelievable. And he had asked. They said, Lenny, in the I played a comedian on board.
Yeah.
And I proposed to this girl. Her name was Talia Balsam, Martin Balsam's daughter. Martin Balsam is a fabulous actor. You've seen him in hundreds of movies.
Right, you just don't know.
Right. So someone said, she was married to George Clooney. I didn't even know George Clooney had previous wives,
Oh.
So I'm about 280, 350 pounds. We're rolling around on the deck in a storm as I'm proposing to her. And I'm on top of her at one point, and I whisper in her, I go, someone told me you were married to George Clooney. She goes, I was. I go, you really must be missing him right about now. But it was amazing. It was amazing. So they asked me if I would perform in front of the actual guest on the boat, because we pull into a port and a lot of people would go out for the day. They did all these things, check the town or go to the island or whatever. And the people who didn't want to go, they stayed and watched us film the show.
Oh,
so
that's
I had
cool.
to do like 3.5 hours of performing.
Wow.
And
wow.
I couldn't swear. You know what I mean? Because it's
Oh,
network
yeah.
TV,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
plus
yeah.
it's Aaron Spelling.
That's why it took 3.5 hours.
Oh my God! I was
Yeah.
pulling shit out of my. I'm going. So, and Robert Urich says, "I'm going to come and watch because I don't think you can do it without swearing." Because I was swearing at the table with him. But it was at the captain's table. Would you join me at the captain's table? So we had dinner at the captain's
That's
table on
funny.
the ship,
On the Love Boat
on the
ship.
Love Boat, right, ship. And he goes, "This was so fun. I want you to have dinner at the captain's table again tomorrow." And I say, "Hey, Bobby, you're not really a captain, but my wife." Dad, I was so excited. But what a nice guy he was.
Yeah.
You said he died a few months
He
after
died.
that.
He died not long after that.
Yeah.
But a wonderful, because he's Spencer for Hire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. he was
I love Spencer for Hire.
Yeah.
All right, let me put you on the spot, and I'm
Okay.
glad I didn't let you think about this. So then you mentioned all these names. Give me 2 or 3 names that you just loved meeting up over the years.
Dustin Hoffman.
Really?
That's a good one.
I was doing a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Ellen Pompeo from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And I had shot a show.
Jake's a pretty big star now, too.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I've done like 2 movies with him. And he, we're doing Midnight Mile. It was one of his first.
Yeah.
Moonlight Mile, I think. And it was one of his first movies, his first big movie he was leading. And we're shooting, and Dustin Hoffman walks on the set. And I go, oh, my God. And he goes, you who are you? I goes, I'm no one, Mr. Hoffman. He goes, no, something about you.
Because he was kind of a quiet.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I'm a comedian. He goes, and you're friends with Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary told me if I saw you, I have to meet you.
That's funny.
Tell me a joke. So I tell him this joke. And how can I put it?
Go ahead.
You can swear.
Yeah. So he says, there's two agents.
Trigger warning.
These two agents having lunch. And one says, how's it going? He says, how's it going? He says, I was just with, who's the girl that was married to Bobby Brown that died? The big singer.
Whitney
Houston.
I just did a Whitney Houston. I hated her. Oh, my God. She hated the audience. She hated everyone. She hated the travel. I'll never work with that bitch again as long as I live. And the other agent goes, she's my niece. And he said, let me finish. So he goes crazy, calls his agent to tell him the joke. And he goes, you're with me all day. So I walked around with him all day on the set.
With
Dustin Hoffman. He'd say, tell me another joke.
That's awesome.
But he was so, and in the movie, it was so dark, and it was a really sad movie, you know what I mean? And but Ellen Pompeo had got me the job because I worked with her on Dennis Leary's show, The Job, like 3 weeks prior. And there was a guy with a Boston accent. She said, I got a guy who's better than this.
Oh, yeah.
And they flew me out and they gave me a great job.
Don't you hate the fake Boston accents?
Oh, my God.
I hate them.
You're better off not doing. You're better.
You're right. Don't even try it.
The only guy that I saw do a Boston accent that was dead on was Johnny Depp in the movie Blow, where he played Boston George.
He actually is a good actor.
Was an amazing actor. But
he is actually.
When he did the Boston accent, he was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Even some of the guys, like Matt Damon and some of those guys that are...
They're from around here, too.
I know.
Yeah.
But they make them pronounce
But they're trained...
They screw up their accent. If they just talk normal, you would you would know that listen, I got to go get my car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right.
So if you let them talk,
it's definitely a Boston thing. I mean, Dennis Leary doesn't really have it that much. He's from Worcester, right?
Yeah. But you'd never know.
I don't even think Worcester really has the real. I mean,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, you have the most unbelievable. He used to yell at the 411 lady when he's looking for.
Couldn't understand what I was saying.
He's like, Carter. Rick Carter. And he's like, Carter. I go, you can't yell at an automated machine.
Yeah, right.
He's Clarke. He's just as bad.
Clarke.
Yeah.
Well, I shot a movie with Dennis and Sandra Bullock up in Canada, and they had a script, a dialect coach. Because it was supposed to take place. So the dialect coach is working with me. She goes, I can't work with him. She goes, I sound like him now. She goes, I'm supposed to make him sound like someone else. He's made me sound like him.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
All right, so here's a Dennis Leary story. I have to have you confirm for my sister, Susan Carter Sabatelli. Ooh, I know.
Carter.
I know. I had to throw that out. So I need you to verify this. One time on Rescue Me, which I loved.
Yeah.
You got sent to prison. You shot someone.
Yes.
And we were talking about it one day, and I said, I could probably get you out if the writers need to get you out. I could come up with some federal reason, that you and you said, let me take up with the producers. And I said, oh, here's my shot. I'm going to be creative consultant of the day.
Well, I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
Because I want to get out.
Yeah. And you came back. You said, I talked to them, but they said, it's TV. They're just going to let me out. Yeah. So my one claim to fame. But that's right.
So it was funny because on that show, Tony V, Kenny Rogerson, Kevin Knox. I wanted to get them on the show. And they said, can they ride motorcycles? I go, can they? They're in a gang. I go, they show up and they've got these big $35,000 motors. None of them can drive them. Tony drops his. Kenny bumps into something. Kevin just took off.
The producer's like, what the F and F?
Yeah, I said, I'll be back. Yeah, oh, my God. But it was funny. It was funny because in that particular show, Dennis' son gets killed by a drunk driver. And I was glad too because the kid was a little prick. I swear he was a little prick.
Oh my God! I can't even.
So now, he's always fucking around. So we're in a scene where I have a gun and I'm about to shoot Dennis, and I don't know what got us to that point, but it was a really powerful scene. So I go in and I get the gun, and they go, Dennis goes, cut. And I go, what's the matter, Mr. Leary? He goes, are you worried about the gun? He goes, we've checked the gun. He goes, no. And he goes, I've been with Lenny in a bar when he's had a real gun. He goes, I need a minute. And I end up shooting him. You know what I mean?
There's one scene, and I always try to explain to people, and I say, you gotta see Rescue Me. You gotta see Rescue Me. And you probably can elaborate. It's just the funniest scene ever. So you're all at some AA meeting, like about 10 of you, and you're all fighting, and then they break away for a second, and then the camera comes back. All 10 of you are like in the corner, like you're all in timeouts. It was just the funniest thing. Went back and forth there. So, all right.
I saw a scene the other day. Someone showed me. I was on a plane. They go, hey, do you remember this? Well, I'm at an AA meeting, and they go, well, Teddy, this is it for drinking. He goes, what do you mean? I just want to give it up for a little bit. No, you can never drink again. Never drink again. What the hell's wrong with you? So I leave the meeting. I'm walking. There's a guy checking into the rehab, and I go, hey, man, you better think it over. I go, this isn't for a day or two. They want you to stop drinking forever. So I get in the cab. I get in his cab. And I go, take me to a bar. And I drive up, and the guy's standing there, and he's going, taxi?
Hey, man, you better think this over.
All right, with all this in mind,
that's awesome.
With all this in mind and all the shows you've done, let's talk finally about your new show, Extended Family.
Oh God!
And I have the solution on how this, and it's getting there, and I know how to put it over the top. Do you want to hear how?
Yeah.
And you want to hear how?
Yes.
Whoever wrote those scenes that has you in it, and I'm not just saying it, they're the funniest. That one with the Celtics.
Oh my God,
that was
great. He was great.
Show.
Oh God Almighty, and to have that show, they show move so fast. There's so much dialogue, and the writers are so brilliant. It's one of the most brilliant shows I've ever had written in my life.
Really?
And see, Mike O'Malley, I did a show with him called Survivor's Remorse years ago, and I love him. He's just one of the greatest guys in the world. Brilliant man. And Tom Werner from the Red Sox, he said to me, Lenny, I'd like to do a show with you. And I go, Tom, he's 24 Emmys for sitcoms, right?
Yeah.
And then Wick Grossbeck, who wrote the treatment for this particular show. Lenny, I'd really want you involved. And it all came to be, but I wasn't involved. And then they said, you know what? Well, let's bring Lenny in. So bring me a couple shows. So I go out and I shoot a couple shows, and I'm walking by the green room, and I see my face on the big screen. Yeah. And someone says from NBC goes, this isn't working out. And I go, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. And then someone from Lionsgate said, yeah, it's definitely not working out. And I go, oh my God, do I suck this bad? And they go, we need him in every show. And I went, oh my God! Right? I said,
Didn't they rewrite the pilot?
Yeah, we rewrote the pilot. We shot the pilot.
Yeah.
And there were 2 shows that I wasn't in, but I'm in every single show left now. And they said, Lenny, we just and John Cryer. I'm a new guy walking onto a set of an already established show, and they don't know what to think of. I go, hey, I serve at your pleasure. I'm here. I'm a supporting act. I'm here to support you guys. I'm the first one on the set. I'm the last.
How they receptive?
Every day. They're amazing.
So I noticed in the beginning when they put you in the pilot, they have you, one of the very first scenes of the show is you're sitting there with one of the kids there, doing a little, thing with the fishing and all that. I'm thinking, that's not Lenny. I've never seen him sit for 5 minutes at a time.
Oh, yeah.
And you can tell as the shows get more and more, they're taking on your personality.
So is there a way to start the season from the beginning?
Yes. On demand.
It's on Peacock.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, the show is Tuesday nights, 8:30 on NBC.
But I can go back and watch.
On Peacock, and you go right to the beginning.
You'll see the morphing of it when they get him more involved. The one before the Celtics show, when they had you in the hospital.
Oh my God! Yeah, with the kidney stones.
I think you said something. I think you were talking about with your daughter-in-law about urination.
Yeah.
And you're there. I could shoot a frozen one all the way across the room. I said, that's Lenny. Now that's Lenny.
You know what?
Am I right?
Yeah.
That's you.
Mike O'Malley, who's brilliant. He goes, Lenny, tell her you could shoot a frozen rope over her shoulder into the sink. And the place just roars. Right? And then they cut to her. She goes, please don't. And she's Scotty from Suits. And, I mean, the first couple of weeks working with her, I'm going, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Just looking at her face. And then.
She's really Scotty from Suits?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, right? Oh. And I'm thinking of having sex in the plane. I'm looking at her going, oh my God, I know how you doing it.
You have three, I mean, these guys are showstoppers as far as sitcom. The guy from
Donald
Scrubs.
Donald
he's
Faison.
Really good.
He is his own party. And that guy, he can sing, he can dance, he can act,
and
produce,
he's funny.
direct. Always funny. And he's
the commercials he does.
Down to earth.
He's got
such
great,
one of the nicest guys. And John Cryer,
he's
a 2-time Emmy winner.
How can you go wrong with him?
And he is unbelievable.
But
sorry, how are your ratings?
Ratings are great. Streaming, they're like 10 million a show. As far as the Nielsen ratings, I'm not sure because I don't even know.
But I think
it's almost like the streaming is what's really taken over anyway. So.
Yeah, kids don't watch TV.
No,
right,
you know.
Right.
And
whenever I see those
and
shows,
if they have to watch a commercial, God forbid.
God. Yeah.
Now I noticed in the last couple shows there was another writer. Mike didn't write those. Looks like. Is it because of your more involvement now, or?
They let me put ad pieces here and there. They're very good to me.
Yeah.
But the writers are just so talented. And there's a team of writers. I mean,
wow.
And they're all brilliant. I mean, it's just. And I've been in the writers' room and go, wow, these guys are.
Now, was this affected by the writers' strike?
It was.
Yeah.
First it was first COVID. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the writers' strike.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the writers' strike finally ended, thank God. And then the actors went on strike. Then that was it. Then the directors, they settled right away. But now, hopefully we get picked up.
Yeah.
For another
When do you find that?
I don't know.
So can you tell the story that's a great story of the one year in the hospital with your phone ringing?
Oh my God! Yeah,
That's great.
Were you working in the hospital?
Yeah. No, I'm in the hospital.
He's in the hospital.
We're doing the scene.
Doing kidney stones.
We're filming it so we can add it to the show tomorrow night in front of the live audience because it's way away from where the live audience sits. So we want to have it right for them so they can see it. And I was expecting to call my wife Jen, and I had to take it with taxes or something. And okay, action. And I took the phone in. I, like you, have the blinker. I don't have the stun, so I stuck it down my pants. And
this is during the show.
During the show, my Johnny, it starts blinking, and my Johnny, and I go, "What is that?" And I go, "I think he dropped a flashlight in my penis." And the first thing, can we use that? And I go, I don't know. I mean, it's your show.
That's awesome.
So that's actually the 7th episode, if I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a lot of watching to do.
Yeah, you got to watch that. But you can tell, and they actually have you like a bar owner at this point.
Yes, I own a bar, and I live above the bar.
And you can talk. You can use your Boston accent.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where does it take place? What?
Boston.
No way.
The Donald Faison, the black guy from Scrubs.
Yeah.
He is the owner of the Boston South.
Oh yeah, we didn't even tell you that.
Yeah, and he ends up proposing to John Cryer's ex-wife, Scotty. They broke up and have 2 kids, and they, rather than move the kids from back and forth, they all stay at this house. So he stays for a week, and she stays for a week, and
So this is based on the owner of the Celtics. Is actually about it. Wick Grossack's.
Wick Grossbeck. And he, a lot of stories are true. Like when the goldfish dies, I'm going, that's a true story. Get another one.
Now
well, how are we going to deal with it? I go, lie to her. They go, you can't lie to a child. They go, no better time. They're kids. They don't know. They'll bounce right back.
They have memories like goldfish.
Yeah.
So does Wick?
Wick is an executive producer.
Yeah.
And
does he like the show?
Loves the show.
Yeah.
And he's come out. Him and his wife Amelia have been out to see.
Because she's actually one of the executive producers.
She's executive producer too. Yeah.
Wow.
I know all about
they're involved in the writing, and George Geyer, who she was originally married to, he's like one of the writers.
Really?
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh, so
it's a
they
real
really
deal.
are an extended family.
And the big thing is, what it has to offer is how many people have gone through a divorce,
right,
and had to deal with the kids,
right?
I mean, it's like a handbook,
right. No, it's actually, it's giving some life lessons. I said, this is different than the
so better than Modern Family.
It's a little bit like Modern Family. It's funny how you say that.
Yeah.
Kind of the part where they have them sitting down and they're kind of interviewing them.
Yes.
So they kind of do a little bit of Modern Family a little bit.
Oh, I love that part.
The little confessions. The confessions.
They're on an airplane, and Claire says
very entertaining.
Claire says to her, Phil goes, honey, if I were to die, would you ever get remarried? And he goes, oh, yeah. And she goes, what? You would? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, that was way too quick.
I love that show.
Yeah.
So,
I love Claire
but I think
and Phil.
extended family. So if the producers and writers are listening to me right now, give you more of a role.
Oh, God.
Let you run with it.
And hire Rick Carter.
As the creative consultant.
Right.
I'll finally
We got to go.
We got to go.
It's House Party Real Estate.
Listen, you have been an absolute joy.
You
make me laugh.
You are a national treasure.
You make me snort.
Oh, I love that, Kathy. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party.
Come back.
Come back when you can.
I will.
And we'll talk a lot of real estate next week.
I'm coming all the time. Just call Apple.
Story for another time.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.